These are your short cell specialization and cell diversity notes. So cell specialization just refers to all the mechanics and metabolism that goes on in the cell, even what the cell looks like. Is that going to be really, really specific, like a really specific function and really specific metabolism? Or is it going to be kind of a little bit of everything? Is it going to be general? And that depends on how many cells the organism has. So if you are a unicellular organism, you are only made up of one cell, you have to do absolutely everything, right? So for all the bacteria and all the protists out there, which are our single-celled organisms, their cells are not specialized. They have to be able to perform all and any functions that the entire cell, hence the entire organism, needs to survive, right? So you have to be able to grow, reproduce, process energy, respond to your environment. You have to be able to evolve, which is just change in populations over time, right? All of the things necessary for a living thing to have has to be executed by that one single cell, right? Simply because there are no other backup cells to do other jobs for you. So you have to do everything yourself. Some examples of this are staph. So staph is just a bacteria. It's a genus of bacteria. It's the same that can give you a staph infection. Strep is another type of bacteria that can get you sick. It gets you strep throat. Paramecium and Vorticella are freshwater protists. These are animal-like protists that are just single-celled animals, or single-celled animal-like protists. Therefore, those single cells must do everything. They must maintain all sorts of homeostasis, and they are not at liberty to specialize and become very specific in their function. They have to be generalist cells. If you are a multi-celled organism, your cells have the luxury, really, of differentiating and becoming specialized to one specific task. So we call these cells specialized. And there's a little cartoon over here. Rather than, if you think of a restaurant as a cell, a specialized cell might sell, no pun intended, just steak or just potatoes or just pudding. They have a very specific function, whereas a cell in a single-celled organism might have to do it all. They might have to have maybe a little bit of steak, a little bit of potatoes, a little bit of pudding, a little bit of salad, a little bit of everything, right? So one example here, excuse me, I just gotta blow my nose really quick. Had an allergy attack this morning. All right, so one example in animal cells, again, animals are multicellular, so they will have specialized cells, including you, because you're an animal. You have red blood cells that specialize in just carrying oxygen. You have pancreatic cells that specialize just in producing certain enzymes and hormones like insulin. These are going to typically be higher in ribosomes and ER and Golgi for that reason. Muscle cells are very specialized to be kind of long and fibrous. They even have multiple nuclei, believe it or not, because they can be so long. Right? Neurons are all spindly and gangly. Right? If you see a neuron, kind of looks like this, and it's got this little branching pattern going on because it's sending a signal all the way up that neuron. Maybe from your foot to the base of your spine, you can have neurons that are literal feet long, right? Very specialized, and their function and their shape match, right? Which is a theme that we're going to see over and over. Fat cells store lipids, skin cells, kind of our epidermal cells, help protect. So these are all very specialized cells that have really one function. They're one-trick ponies. They can only do the one thing, but they can do it very well. This allows higher levels of organization or complexity in multi-celled organisms. That luxury is not available to a single-celled organism. So if you have like cells, so cells with similar functions, you can get what are called tissues. So you can have like skin tissue, like epithelial tissue, your nervous tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue, right? These are all kind of masses of similar cells doing a similar particular job, right? Group tissues together and you get organs, right? So the stomach is made up of not just muscle and nervous tissue, but also epithelial tissue, right? They all kind of work together to make an organ. And then you can group organs together to get organ systems, like your digestive system, which has stomach, liver, pancreas, small, large intestine, etc., right? So here's, ignore the coots. That was an acronym that I forgot to take off. I don't even use this acronym anymore. But here's the individual cell. Like cells get you tissue, so in this case, muscle tissue. Like tissues or similar tissues that have a shared function get you organs, like the stomach. And then similar organs with shared functioning gets you body systems. Right? So the digestive system, for example. So I'm going to let you kind of just look through these on your own. I'm not really going to go over all of these, and you certainly don't have to have these memorized by any means. These are just some examples of body tissues that you have in your body. Epithelials just means skin, connective, bones, all these are connective. Blood is considered a connective tissue, by the way. Muscle tissue, there are 3 types of muscle, but again, you don't have to know that. But these are all different types of muscle tissue, nervous tissue, etc. And you can see in their kind of basic shapes, you can kind of figure out what their job might be. These are all packed together to perform like a nice little barrier. Connective tissue is going to be a little bit branchy so that it can connect different different other tissues together. Muscles are going to be kind of long and what are called striated so they can contract and move, right? Nervous tissues have a central body, but they have all these little spindly connections that lets them communicate with other cells. So cell function and cell shape match. You don't really have to know this. This is just, I don't know why. I just left this up here. I had it last year. All the different types of organs that you have in your body. This is not an exhaustive list by any means. Some organ systems, right? You don't have to, again, you're not memorizing any of this stuff. I'm just kind of showing you how these things all come together in multi-celled systems. Some other ones here, but that's it. This is a very short, quick set of notes, and I hope this helped, and I will see you guys soon.